friends, welcome to our mathematics program for grade 7. Today we are going to talk about reflection, right? Now your chapter, reflection in the textbook, has been divided into 3 videos. So today that's the first part. Now what are we going to study? We're going to see how to reflect points, line segments and plane figures. Where are we going to reflect that? In the x-axis, the y-axis, horizontal and vertical lines. Now to start with, you might be asking yourself, but what is reflection? Now, reflection is simply a transformation. Okay, so we said reflection is a transformation, but what is a transformation? Now, a transformation is an operation that will map a point, which we call an object, into an image, right? So I say it again, the transformation is an operation. The operation will map a point, that is the object, into another point which we will call the image. So reflection is a transformation, right? The transformation will reflect all the points in a line. Now this line, dear friends, this is what we call the line of reflection, or the mirror line, or the axis of reflection. Now, where can we see reflection in real life? Well, you can see it everywhere. Let's see. In the rear view mirror of cars, right? When you're driving with your parents, sometimes you will see them looking at the rear view mirror so that they know what's happening. And then in a lake, or on the glass door. These are places where we can see reflection, right? So let's take an example to know how to work out reflection. Now, for reflection, you will need graph paper. That's very important. You need graph paper to reflect. Now, on separate graph, reflect the point A. 3, 2 in the y-axis, the x-axis, the line x equal to -1, and the line y equal to 3. Now, let's see how to proceed. The first one, so we want to reflect what? We want to reflect a point. Where do we want to reflect that? In the y-axis. Now, to start with, always you draw your axes. Now, very important, when you draw your axes, you need to label them, x-axis and y-axis, right? Secondly, you will plot what? You plot the point. The point is 3, 2. Now, how do we proceed to reflect that point in the y-axis? So to start with, you will draw a line from the point A that will meet the y-axis. So the line from the point A will meet the y-axis at right angle. That's what we call a perpendicular line, right? So it will meet the y-axis at right angle. That's what you do. And then, well, that's simple. What you need to do is you will count the squares. What squares? See here? That's the first one. You continue. 1, 2, 3. So from the point to the y-axis, you've got 3 squares. So if you have 3 squares to the right, we will count 3 squares to the left. That's 1, 2, and 3. Therefore, our image will be A1, right? So A1, having coordinates -3, 2, is the reflection of the point A in the y-axis. Now, very important, the distance between the point here, that is the point A, which is the object, and the mirror line, should be equal to the distance between the image to the mirror line, right? And that's it. Let's try another one. Okay, so now we want to reflect the point 3, 2 in the x-axis. Always start with your axes and then you label, right? You plot the point 3, 2, which is here, Second step, you will draw a line from the point A, which will meet the x-axis at right angle. And then you continue the line. And then, simple, you just need to count the squares. So that's 1, 2. If it is 2 squares up, you need to go 2 squares down. 1 and 2, right? So you've got the image, which is a 2 with coordinates 3, -2. So the point A has been reflected in the x-axis here, right? To the point 3, -2, which is a 2. Now remember, the distance should be equal. Let's take another one. Now, you need to reflect A, which is 3, 2, in the line x equal to -1. So you always start with your axis. And then what do? Well, you need to reflect in the line x equal to -1, right? So you need to know where is this line. Remember, x equal to -1 is a line which is parallel. And parallel to what? Parallel to the y-axis. Okay? So x equal to -1 is parallel to the y-axis. So you draw the line x equal to -1. Here it is done for you. You plot the point 3, 2. And then, same thing. You will draw a line from A that will cut the line x equal to -1 at right angle. And then, same thing, you will count the squares. That's 1, 2, 3, and 4. Be careful, you don't stop on the y-axis because the line here, the mirror line, is the line x equal to -1. So you've got 4 squares on the right. We will move 4 squares on the left. That's it. Therefore, we can say that A3 is the image of the point A reflected in the line x equal to -1. And don't forget, the distance between the object and the mirror line is the same as the distance between the image and the mirror line. We take another one. Now, you need to reflect the point 3, 2 in the line y equal to 3. First step, you draw the axes. Second step, you draw the line, the mirror line, that is y equal to 3. Remember, y equal to 3 is a line which is parallel to the x-axis, exactly. So the line is drawn for you, and then you plot the point, that is 3, 2. Now, how do we proceed? Well, you draw the line. Which line? You draw a line from A, which will meet the mirror line at right angle. And then, well, we count the square. You've got only 1 here, so 1 square, you count 1 square up. Therefore, you get your image, which is A4, having coordinates 3, 4. Now, don't forget that the distance between the point A and the mirror line is the same as the distance between the image and the mirror line. So what have we seen so far? We have seen how to reflect points, and we have seen how to reflect them where? In the x-axis, the y-axis, horizontal and vertical lines. Okay? Now we move on. We move on to what? We are going to reflect line segment BC in the x-axis, given that you've got the coordinates of B, which is -2, 1, and the coordinate of C, which is 1, 3. And then the second one will be the line segment PQ in the line x equal to 3, given P is 1, 3, and Q is 5, -2. Third part, you're going to reflect a triangle this time, the triangle DEF in the line x equal to 2, given D is -1, 1, E -1, 3, and F 2, 2. And the last one, we are going to reflect the square KLMN in the line y equal to -1, given k is 1, 0, L 3, 0, M 3, 2, and N 1, 2. So let's see how to proceed. Now, the first one, you need to reflect the line segment BC in the x-axis, given B is -2, 1 and C 1, 3. How do we proceed? Remember, always you start by drawing your axes and label these axes. So x-axis, y-axis. Secondly, we shall plot the points. So we have B, which is -2, 1. Please be careful. It's -2, 1. So the x coordinate is -2 and the y coordinate is 1. Right? It's not 1, -2. It's -2, 1. And C is the point 1, 3. So here it is. And then you're going to draw a line from B to C. That's what we call a line segment. Now, what do we need to do with that? We need to reflect it where? In the x-axis. How do we proceed? Now, just like what we did with the point, so what do? We will draw a line from B, right? That will meet the x-axis at right angle. Then you count the square. So 1 square, you do 1 square here, you will get this point, which is the mirror line, and then 1 square down. Remember, the distances are equal. Same thing for C. We will draw a line from C that will meet the x-axis at right angle. And then you count the squares, and you have the image, which is C1. And then what do? Well, you just need to draw a line from B1 to C1, and you're done. Let's take another example. Now, reflect the line segment PQ in the line x equal to 3 this time, given that P is 1, 3 and Q 5, -2. Always start with your axes and then you draw the line x equal to 3, which is, remember, parallel to the y-axis. So, how do we proceed? You draw a line from P, okay, that will meet the mirror line, that is the line x equal to 3 at right angle, like here. And then you count the squares. You've got 1 square, 2 square, so you can see that the image will be 5, 3. So the coordinates of P1 is 5, 3. We do the same thing for Q. So first step, you draw the line from the point Q that will meet the mirror line, okay, at right angle. You count the squares and you've got your image. Good? And then don't forget, you just need to draw the line. The third one. Now, for the third one, you are asked to reflect a triangle this time, the triangle DEF in the line x equal to 2. Okay? What do? Well, always start with your axes. Okay? Second step, you will plot what? Plot the points DEF. And then you join the points, of course. Now, when you have that, okay, what do you need to do? Well, let's see. Where is the mirror line? The mirror line is the line x equal to 2, right? Remember, this line is parallel to the y-axis. So you draw the line x equal to 2. Now, what can you notice in this diagram, in this graph, is that the point F here, well, it lies on the line. That is on the mirror line. So what happens when a point is on the mirror line? Well, you don't move that point. So the mirror line is invariant. That is, any points that are found on the mirror line do not move, never. So you leave the point F where it is, right? So F is here, you leave it where it is. So what do we need to do? We need to reflect only D and E. How to proceed? Always you will draw lines from E and D that will meet the mirror line, right? So that's for E. You count your squares and you can have the image. Same thing for D. So you count it and you have your image. Now, what do you have? You've got E, which has been reflected onto E1, D reflected onto D1, and the F, since it is on the mirror line, it does not move. And then what do? Well, you just draw lines from D to E and F, and you've got your triangle. Lastly, we are going to see how to reflect the square KLMN in the line y equal to -1, given these coordinates for K, L, M, and N. Now, how to proceed? Remember, first step, you always draw your axes. You label them, that's very important, okay? And then you will plot the coordinates of K, L, M, and N, okay? Right, now you've got your square. What do you need to do? Well, we need to reflect it in the line y equal to -1. So where is this line? Now, y equal to -1 is a line which is parallel to the x-axis. So we will draw the line y equal to -1. And then what do? Well, same step. So we are going to count the squares from the point, right, to the mirror line, and then we reflect it. So that's for the first one, for L, M, and N. So what do we have now? We've got the image K1, L1, M1, and N1 of the square KLMN. Don't forget that you need to join these points, okay? Right? So now what do? Exercises for practice. Of course, you need to practice. So the first one, you will need to reflect the line segment AB in the y-axis. Okay, that's the line segment. Secondly, you will need to reflect the triangle PQR in the x-axis. So you've got P, which has coordinates -2, -1, Q with coordinates -1, 2, and R with coordinates 3, 0. So you need to reflect that in the x-axis. Remember, R lies on the x-axis, okay? X-axis is invariant, so you know what happened now. Thirdly, you're going to reflect a kite, EFGH, in the line x equal to -3. The line has been drawn for you, so it is easier. And then reflect the rectangle KLMN in the line y equal to 1. See, y equal to 1 has also been drawn for you, so it's easier now. And then you need to reflect the triangle KLM in the y-axis given. You've got the coordinates, right? So don't forget, you need to do that on graph paper. The second one, you will reflect a kite in the x-axis given the coordinates A, B, C, and D. The third one, you will reflect a triangle DEF in the line y equal to 3. Don't forget, the line y equal to 3 is parallel to the x-axis, and you've got the coordinates. And then the rectangle PQRS in the line x equal to -2. This line is parallel to the y-axis. Good. And these are the coordinates of P, Q, R, and S. Okay, so what have we seen today, dear friends? We have seen that reflection is simply a transformation, right? That will map all the points in a line. So remember, you've got the object that will be mapped onto the image. We have seen also that the distances are equal. What do I mean by that? It means that the distance between the object and the mirror line is the same as the distance between the image and the mirror line. So we have seen that. We have also seen how to reflect points, line segments, and plane figures in the x-axis, the y-axis, horizontal and vertical lines. Okay? Right? Now, what you need to do is practice exactly. You've got numerous exercises in your textbook. You've got plenty of exercises here. Okay? So you've got no excuse. All right? Practice and then you will succeed in maths. That's the secret. Okay? So that's all for now. I see you in the next video for reflection. Goodbye.